All right, all right. Always that nice little music. Hello, everybody. This is Lavalais.
And it's Ella, and we're always jamming before we start because we like the music. We like our intro, so that's a good thing. We're always glad to be here on this Friday night. I hope everybody had a great week and ready
It's Good
to
Friday.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's Good Friday
Oh, it
tonight.
is Good Friday.
Yeah,
Yes,
Good
yes.
Friday.
Good
So
Friday. It's an extra Good Friday because it's Easter weekend. So, yeah, Good Friday, everybody. Nice to see
that's right.
everybody watching. Always good to see everybody in the house. Hey, everybody.
All right. Manhattan is here, and cousin Sharon from Michigan is in the house. We got
Uh,
New Orleans and Michigan already in the house. Come on, everybody.
okay.
Shout out now. Give us
Uh,
a comment. Let us know
yes.
you're here.
Hey, Robin, we see you. Nice to see you. Hey, Marilyn. Marilyn is a dedicated watcher, so always good to see her in the house. Yes. We're excited. It's going to be a good show.
All right.
Michigan in the house. Hey, Michigan. And I know Manhattan is in New Orleans. Hey, Manhattan. Nice to see you always. Yes. Oh, okay. Fern, of course. How could we not see you, Fern? Hey, Fern. And Arlene. Hey, Arlene. Nice to see
Where's
you.
Arlene from? She's new to the house, right? We haven't seen her before, right? Have you been here before, Arlene?
Arlene has been here before. I've seen
Okay.
Arlene before.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
Arlene is in New York.
All
Definitely.
right. All
Haven't seen
right.
her in a while, but she is New York based.
All right.
Okay,
We
so good.
always got New York in the house. There's always somebody from New York in the house. It's
Yes.
already. And here's Tiffany. Tiffany, I got a note from her telling me that she enjoyed her ring, really enjoyed her ring. She got her
Okay.
ring last week, so
Excellent,
she's
excellent. I hope she got her hats. I don't know. They were shipped, so I hope they arrived. No, we're not
it,
not totally secure with the post office yet. So or
I
UPS.
I don't know if you noticed, but the post office has been exceptionally fast the
Oh,
last couple of days. I sent something out on a Monday and it was in the person's hands by Wednesday. So I was in shock that they had
okay.
received their stuff so quick, you know? So,
I'm still not getting that. So my packages is still taking a while. I guess it takes on what region you're in because New York to Philly to New York could take like 10 days still. So I don't know. I don't know. The post offices in Louisiana must be working real hard. They're not here in
uh,
Philadelphia.
well, it's a little strange. Our mail goes from here to there, from Alexandria to Shreveport, from Shreveport back to Alexandria, if you in one of the little cities that's around Alexandria. So that's the way the mail goes.
Okay. Okay, so here Tiffany said she got her hats, yay, and she's wearing her ring. So a great supporter. Thank you, Tiffany. I'm also going to say hi to Abu from Philly. I know Abu. Hey, nice to see you. And DMV. Hey, Max. Nice to see you too.
All right.
All right. Who else do we have?
Someone from Dallas this time. Look at
All
there.
right.
All right. We
Hey.
got Midland and Dallas, Texas in the house.
All right. Hey,
All
Dallas.
right.
Nice to see you.
All right.
Okay. We're going to have a good show today. We have an amazing featured artist coming up a little bit later, Louise Cutler, who is my first time meeting her, and just an amazing mixed media artist, as well as she's going to show. She's just an in-depth person. I just really think Lavalais can tell more about her.
Yeah, I will later on when I introduce her. We had to pre-record her because she has something going on this afternoon that she couldn't avoid. So we pre-recorded her, but we are going to play the tape later on, and
Yes.
you guys are going to be amazed about what you're going to see from her. So we'll do that later on. Before we do that, Ella and I are both going to show our pieces Ella's going to show some pieces. I'm going to show some pieces.
Mm-hmm.
But before we do that, we got Chicago in the house, and we want to talk a little bit about our next or our spring BAM that's coming up. We
Yes.
haven't said very much about that. And I also want to tell you about our website, Black Artist Marketplace. Please share this one. Facebook, it's Black Artist Marketplace, Facebook, right?
Yes,
Share.
and our YouTube channel, make sure you go and click that notification bell and subscribe to our channel. Our subscribers are increasing daily. Thank you guys so much for that. And our followers, we're almost up to 5,000 followers on Facebook. So let's move it past 5,000, you know, so we can move up to 10,000. We have another new goal. So thank you, everybody. We're in April, everybody. And so that means we are leading up to our spring BAM, Spring Black Artist Marketplace, coming up April 16th, 17th, and 18th. And it is jam-packed.
Oh, man.
Jam-packed. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, all you guys' favorite artists wanted to come back, so they're going to be back. And then we've added a couple of new artists to our lineup, but all the favorites wanted to come back. It's not that you guys wanted them to come back, but I guess you wanted them to come back because you were nice to them and good to them, so they want to be back on. So we're going to have them back. We're going to have some of the favorites back, like Marvin Sen, and
Yes.
Kosawai,
Yes.
Floyd from Mr. Floyd from out of Texas now.
Texas, yes.
Yeah.
We have Tribal Truths, Brenda Brunson Bay's clothing company. She's coming back. We also have Sister Fire and oh my goodness, who else? I'm trying to think.
Dana Easter is going to be with
Dana
us.
Easter is
so if you ladies like,
yes.
I mean, you know, the clothing, come on. You'll find something in Dana's wardrobe, that's for sure.
Dana Easter is out of Chicago, and she is a new artist to the show. Along with her, another newbie is Twisted Diva out of Columbus, Ohio, and also Debbie Jackson, both accessory designers. So they're new to the show. Please come watch and support the newbies. I always feel like you should support the newcomers and make them feel welcome and make them want to come back again. So it's going to be a great show. April 16th, 17th, and 18th. You can watch it live on this particular page, Black Artist Marketplace, and on YouTube. For those friends and family members of yours that don't have Facebook, tell them to go to YouTube. You can watch the old videos on there as well.
It's that's on your TV set.
Yes, you can watch it, you know, on your big 60-inch screen TV, live and in, you know, beautiful color, as we all are. YouTube.com/Black Artist Marketplace. Please, yeah, tell everybody.
All right.
All right.
So got a couple of new comments up there before we get started. Right?
Okay, someone says they haven't received their hat. It's on its way. It's on its way. Yeah, sorry for that delay, but once it's out of my hands and in the shipper's hands, all I can do is track it, just like you guys. But they're on its way. All right.
All right.
Okay.
So
we're going to show a few pieces, I think, Lavalais, right, before we're going to do our pre-recorded video of Louise Cutler. Okay.
Yeah, but before we get started, you tell them what you decided that this was all about this week. What are you showing?
Oh, this weekend? Maybe we should have told you ahead of time. We're showing black and white this weekend because I always show a lot of colorful pieces. So I decided to do black and white hats. And I let Lavalais know, and he's like, okay, we'll do a black and white theme. So that's it. Black and white hats today, and black and white and batik and interesting pieces from Lavalais. So something different. It challenged me a little bit because I do like color. But I think I have some nice pieces. I hope you like them.
All right.
Okay. And we're each showing 10 pieces today as well. So just 10 pieces. And if you see anything you like, here's how it works. You comment in the comment section the item number, and you put sold, and you put your email address, and you can get an email from me or from Lavalais, and we'll send you a PayPal invoice, or you can go to the websites. My website is lipshats.com. Lavalais' website is bamboozle. What is it, Lavalais?
At AOL. Oh,
Bamboozle.
bamboozle jewelry.
I was gonna say it's
Yeah, yeah.
bamboozlejewelry.com. That's Lavalais' website. Okay. So you can go to either one of those and purchase from us if you want to take some time and look through the websites. All right. I'm going to do my 10 hats, black and whites today. And here is the first hat. Okay. It's called Cara. It's Lips 101, black and white. This is recycled paper, everybody. Recycled paper kind of works well as a hat. Um, Black and white, kind of interesting shape. It's a new design for me. Black with a nice simple white stripe. This is trim that goes from front to back. And this hat is $85. It fits most sizes because it has this tie at the side, which you can tighten or you can loosen. So it's going to expand or retract. Fits most sizes. I'm going to say a 22 to a 26. It's 85 and it's called Cara. You can comment Lipsa 101. It can be yours. Then called Cara. The next slide is the Cara in white. White with black trim. Lips 102. Whoops. Lips 102. And again, it's recycled paper. You can play with your brims, you know. You can flip them up, flip them down. Again, it has that black tie on the side, which you tie it and it makes it tighter, or you can loosen it for people with lots of hair, whether it be locks, weaves, if you've got lots of brains, lots of information inside of there, and you need to fit a nice hat on top. This will fit it, big or small. All right, this is Cara. It's $85. You can go to the website and purchase lipshats.com, or you can hit right now. That's my hat. I'm going to purchase it, the item number, sold, and your email address. Okay. Let's move on to slide number 3, the good old dread wrap, which always does well in black with a white trim. Again, you could wear your hair up inside, or you can wear it over your hair. It's like a little mini crown. It kind of adds to your outfit, not too much of a hat. Again, it has that bow on the side here, which you can tighten, just tie tighter, or you can loosen it to fit larger heads, okay? This is the dread wrap in black and white. I also will do it white with black trim, just don't have it pictured here. And this is $69. You can purchase here, or you can go to the website. You can also choose the option Afterpay on the website, where you can do 4 installments. And this hat at $69, what's that, like $14, $15 per month that you'd be paying. You get your hat and you pay for it over time. All right, lipshats.com. Next slide is the foldaway. Probably one of the most successful hats that I've ever designed. You can see it's a flat hat and it's packable, and you can wear it so many different ways. I have it here. I put it on okay, so I dip it to the side just a bit because I like a little eye on one side and a little, hidden on the other side. But you could do it straight on, I guess, if you wanted to, like that. You can pop that brim up in the back. Okay, gives you another angle. You can pop it up on the side. Gives you another look. Okay. This is the foldaway. It fits to your head, so it comes flat. It is a flat hat, and it expands and retracts to fit all sizes. It also comes with a ribbon. This is an olive green, so you can see the difference, but I will send it to you in black. And what you do is just tie it around the hat. If you need a little bit more pull on there to hold it on those windy days, okay? It will come in the color of the hat. So if you order a black one, it will be black. If you order a white one, it will be white. It comes with the hat, okay? This is $64. It's the fold away, the most successful design that I have done, probably more successful than the No Name, which is a winter hat. All right, fold away lips 104. All right, new style is the Gia lips 105. It's just an all white hat. And when I say white, it's not pure white, it's more like a paper white. It comes with a white ribbon. It is stitched in place, so it does not collapse. It's called Gia. It's white on white, and it is $69. Okay, this is Gia Lips 105. All right. Next style is the Summer Dream. Summer Dream, I do this hat for a lot of outdoor festivals. I do it in many different colors. I'm showing it to you in black and tan. It's a nice wide brim. It's about a 4.5-inch brim. It's called Summer Dream. If you like those open style hats, I like open styles, especially at festivals or outdoors, because it allows your head to breathe. So you get a breathable hat and you get shade at the same time. It's a raffia band, which again, you can tighten or loosen according to your head size. This is Lip Style 106. It's called the Summer Dream. I have it pictured in black and tan right here, but it also comes in a variety of colors: orange, yellow, turquoise, purple, all listed on the website. And I actually will show more colors at the April Spring BAM, April 16th, 17th, and 18th, okay? But this is my go-to hat for most outdoor events and one of the best sellers. So Summer Dream with the raffia band. Lips 107 is the Summer Dream with a ribbon band. Not everybody likes raffia. This is a black and white open crown for those people who like shade, but they want their head to breathe at the same time. It has a wire in the brim, so it holds its shape, and it has a little bit of a dip to it. And it has that ribbon right here, okay? Which you can pull tighter if you need it tighter, so it doesn't fall down if you have those really small heads. And you can loosen if you need more breathability, you need a bit more give in there. This is Summer Dream. It's 125. I have it black and white. It's not a pure white, it's paper white, and it's an open crown. You could wear your hair up inside of it if you wanted to, you know, really accent the hat, make it special. All right, so I have 3 more to show. This is Tennessee. It's a new style. This hat packs almost flat. I'm going to show it off the head first. It's black and white pictured. I will be doing it in different colors for the April show, but it packs almost flat. I don't know whether you can see that. Okay, almost flat, almost all the way down. Tennessee, it pops up to your head. Okay, Tennessee. It has like a double ribbed crown and a nice black brim. Tennessee is 125. It's white on the top with a black ribbon. I will be doing it in other colors. It is recycled paper straw, so it has a lot of nice flexibility to it. This is 125. It's called Tennessee. And I have one more slide to show, which again is a popular style. This is Lips 109 and 110. This is the lace fold away. Just got it on for you. The lace foldaway is, again, that packable style. See, I put it on a different way. So I have it with the brim up, popped up. You could pop that brim down at the front if you wanted to. That's one way. This is $69. Okay. Pop it all the way down, hide under it a little bit. It's a real versatile hat. You can play with it and do what you want with it. And again, it packs flat. It's just like the foldaway, but it's lace. It has a little bit more character to it. Okay, flat hat, lots of big holes in it. All right, and this is $64, the lace foldaway. That's my last hat of this particular segment, hair all over the place. Style 106. Yes, all these hats that I have shown today are repeatables, which means there's more than one. So they're not one-of-a-kind pieces. You can buy them on the website. All right, 106, definitely. Okay, that's it. Lavalais is next to show his amazing line of jewelry, and I think it's going to be all black and white.
That's correct. I'm going to stay with the theme, that's for sure. I want to
Okay.
give a shout out to Liz from up in Michigan. That's a friend that rides motorcycles up there. She's getting ready for springtime, and she'll be able to get on that bike and ride. I
Oh,
know that's
nice.
going to be. Ah, but I am going to start out today, keeping with the theme of the black and white theme. So first, first up for me, you'll be able to find them on bamboozlejewelry.com. It's going to be my black and white ear spears. Um, as you can see, all of these are batiqued by me. They are available on my website. I have the small one and the curved one, the straight one, a long one. And I think I'm going to give you free shipping on them. So if you buy it, I'll ship it for free for whatever the price is on the website. I'll ship it for free for you. Okay, so this is BAM 111. And as you can see, this is my process of batiking these things. I do this with a chemical in order to get the chemical to react to the bone in order to make the black. For the white, I use what you say is a resist, and then my resist is usually wax. So I do a wax resist on the bone in order to get this pattern on the bone. And this is BAM number 111. All right? All right. So BAM number 112, I decided on the white, the little black glass bead with sterling tip. This is BAM number 112. And it's normally 65, and it will be 55 if you buy it today on Black Artist Marketplace, Lavalais, and Ella Live. All right, so this isn't available. I don't think it's available on the website, so you'd have to order it here today. Okay, so that's BAM number 112. All right. For number 113, I did batik pattern again with sterling silver tipped, and I added a chain sterling silver to the fine silver bead, so it's all fine silver, sterling silver, and batik bone. And this is BAM number 113, and it is 75, so today it'll be 65. Okay, and that's BAM number 113. BAM number 114, black and white batik long one with a sterling silver and a little bit of red as an accent. You can have another color if you'd like another color. I might be able to put something else, switch it around a little bit. If you're not a fan of red, then we can work something out. I can make it work it out for you. Okay, so that's band number 114, and it's going to be $45. Great. Now, band number 115 is just the white with the sterling silver. I hope you guys can see that. Takes a minute, so I'm gonna let your eyes kind of catch what's going on. I got sterling silver at the tips, and they've been curved around. You see it one way and the other way on the other side. That's band number 115, and it's also $45 today. And here is band number 116 in black with sterling silver tip wire wrap. Okay, that's band number 116. Band number 117 is black and white batik bone with bamboo bracelet. This is one of my favorites. I learned an interesting technique making this bracelet that I always use to pull things onto other things. So it's been one of my favorite pieces throughout the years, and it's a nice fitting bracelet. It wears very well. So for this summer, if you want to check out the black and white, you can. Band number 117, and I think it's going to be $25 today on band. Lavalais and Ella. So band number 118 is also batik bone, black and white. As you can see, I do a lot of this batiking with a lot of different things. So I use the process with the bone quite a bit. This is band number 118, and I think these sell for $40. Today you can get them for $35. That's band number 118. Band number 119 is also the batik black and white unk ring and the white bone unk ring. The white bone unk ring with the red amber and the black and white batik unk ring number 119 is today $125. And it's made to order whatever size that you might want it in, okay? And that's band number 119. It goes in before you go in the door, believe me. So now to accompany those rings, I've come up with some earrings, and these aren't, they're small. They're not very large. They're probably 1.5 inches long, maybe. I don't think they're quite 2 inches. So this is band number 220, and they're going to be $75. Okay, you can have the batik black and white pair or the white pair. Okay. All right.
Yes, just beautiful. I love the way that the batiking on that bone. It just it's always looks beautiful. I'm kind of mesmerized by it. Just yeah, I love it.
Thank you.
And because they're bone, I guess they're kind of lightweight as well.
Yeah, they're not. It's not heavy. I mean, the bone is very lightweight. It's not very. It doesn't get very heavy at all. So it doesn't pull your ear or anything like that. So.
Okay. We had a question from Adiba. What's the red stone in the Ankh ring?
That's amber.
Uh-huh.
That's African yellow amber. It's the same amber as on the right. I just have a process of making it go red. You know, so I take the yellow. I like changing things around. So you can take the red amber, the yellow amber, and then you can make the yellow amber red amber. You know, so
Really?
if it's real amber, it will, because of heat, you know, over time it will turn red. So adding heat to it in a particular way will make it turn red. So
I didn't know that. Okay. It's something new. I did not know that. I thought that was the color, and they just one came in one color, one came in another, and I didn't know you could change the color.
most stones nowadays are manipulated in some fashion or form. I mean, they are even manipulating diamonds into brown and you know, there's a lot of manipulation. And this is one of the tricks that of the trade of the craftsman and the master artists that you see on our show. They all know how to take this yellow amber and make it go red, you know. So it's something we share.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting. Very interesting. Um, that's Adiba actually. Hey, Adiba is in Sacramento, so just wanted to say hi to Adiba as well.
All
Okay.
right.
I know people are asking about their shipments. Shipments have gone out. If you check your emails, you will have got tracking numbers. So whatever emails you added to your orders, check your emails. The tracking numbers are on there. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
all my orders are out too. For Robin, I sent your ring out today for you.
Yes. Yes. So,
And that
so
one is gone. Okay.
just take a look. Okay. Um, but yeah, I thought that was a nice selection of black and white hats and black and white jewelry to go with it. Hey, it's black and white season, isn't it? A couple of the stores in my area, all their windows are black and white, all black. So, you know, you can add some accessories to your wardrobe, you know, some bamboozle jewelry and some lips hats. All right.
Yeah, I think black and white's gonna be well. White is all white with black women always work really well for me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah,
so there's your
always.
black and white.
Yes, yes. And that's a first for me to show black and white pieces. And so I enjoyed doing it. It was a bit of a challenge, but back to color next week. Sorry, guys, that's the one and only time I'm doing it. Black color next week.
It'll be more in the spring anyway. You'll have some 70-degree days, and so it'll be
Yeah.
like you'll want to show color. So we'll be great.
Yes, yes. And just to let you know, next week is our pre-show. We do have a few artists that are coming onto our show next week. And just to give you a taste of what's going to happen at the Spring BAM, just check out our site. We will be posting our featured artists for next Friday, April the 9th.
All right, and so we have some new things that are happening with our program. So we'll be able to figure out how to add our comments, how to bring some of you on the show. So we're going to have some new things happening in our coming season. So, you know, stay with us, okay? So I think right now we're going to go to a commercial. And then when we come back from the commercial, we're going to be introducing the artists for today, correct?
Okay, here we go.
Are you black? Are you an artist? Then you need to be a part of the Beauty of Blackness Fine Art Show coming this September 2nd through the 5th. Come and join the virtual arts revolution.
All right, so that brings us to our next, to our guest. She's not with us. We're going to have a tape, but she's going to be hosting that event, which is going to be the Beauty of Blackness, and that's going to be in September. This person is an artist, a mother. She travels all over the place. She dabbles in a lot of different arts. But you're going to be amazed by the work that she accomplishes. So I hope that you enjoy this presentation from Miss Louise Cutler. All right. Okay, everybody. So along with her many attributes comes today's guest is Miss Louise Cutler from, she's the host of the Beauty is Blackness Fine Art Show. And she's from Fort Collins, Colorado. So welcome, Louise, to the house.
Thank
Hello.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It is a pleasure to be here. Like I was saying earlier, I'm normally on the other side of the interview.
It's very different, isn't it? On the other
It,
side.
yes, yes, it is.
It's
Yes, it is.
very different. It's like, oh, now I have to take the questions. It's like, ah.
You have to take the questions, and then you're thinking about,
Yeah, we're all learning a whole lot of new traits these days. I think with the advent of COVID, I think we've all and you've been amazing. I know you started out as a pioneer doing StreamYard, showing other artists, bringing on other artists. You did your Beauty of Blackness Fine Art Show with Pancho and LaShawn Bill. And then you were a part of the, I think the Pancho-thon, which is the 30-day thing.
Yeah, the creative quarantine and everything. It's been really exciting. I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, 2020 was awful, but 2020 has just been phenomenal. And it has been so exciting. And I've just loved all the things that I've learned and how much I've evolved, but not just how much I've evolved, but watching all of the other artists and different people evolve with it. And so it's just been pretty phenomenal. I think it's just been amazing. And then when you started the BAM in December, I was like, oh my God, it was like over the top. I'm just going to be honest. It was over the top. So I think it's just amazing what you have accomplished. And just watching, like Poncho-a-thon and Corinthia, and then watching people that I did train, and they're like just blown up, and to see how amazing everything is turning out, and seeing the people where they're not like crippled by 2020, but they're advancing, and to seeing the artists bloom like this has just been amazing.
I agree with you totally. It's been a year of expansion and growth, and we've all learnt a whole lot. But I want to go back to your roots a little bit and find out a little bit about you. Well, not all the way back. I know that I'm from England, and I know that you have traveled to London and to Paris. And I want to ask you like a question that maybe others wouldn't realize. What's your favorite gallery? The National Gallery, the Tate, or the Louvre? Because
okay, that's you're gonna get me in trouble, because I'll be honest, I love the Louvre. I love, I've been there several times because we've gone back and forth to Paris several times, but I must admit, I am a huge National Gallery fan.
Oh, okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because the Louvre is absolutely beautiful. It's phenomenal. But there's just something about the National Gallery, the air of it, because I've been to Vienna, and I've been to their gallery, and it's phenomenal. But the National Gallery, it just has this air about it. And I remember whenever I travel, I write down all of the pieces that I want to see. And it's very important for me because my goal was to see all of the things that I studied in school. So that's my goal when I travel, is to see all of the pieces that I've studied in school. And so there was this one piece that was in the National Gallery that I couldn't find. I couldn't find it anywhere on the wall. And I told my husband, I can't leave until I find it. I'm one of those people, I hunt. I did the same thing when we were in Rome. I had to go to every church and find every piece of artwork that I wanted to see. And it was in the basement, in the third level down. And I found it down on, and it was no bigger than this on a wall. And that itself made me fall in love with the National Gallery, is that they had these pieces on walls, and you could literally go into these, like, I call them little crevices, and you could find the artwork. And so for me, that's why I love the National Gallery. I think it's just absolutely, you can never see it all, but it's phenomenal.
Yes. And for those that don't know, the National Gallery is in London. Yes. My favorite is the Louvre, by the way. But I understand why you like the National Gallery.
Right. Yeah. Probably because I've been to the Louvre a lot. Yeah, but I mean, I
So
wouldn't take anything away from the Louvre. I just think it's just overly, because you always, it's the Louvre, the Louvre, the Louvre, but you don't, it's not like a lot about the National Gallery, and it's absolutely a phenomenal gallery for people to see. So.
It is.
So,
Yeah.
so that in those travels and seeing all that artwork, I imagine that you got influenced by some of those Renaissance artists, because I can see in your work that,
Mhm.
you know, you try and bring a lot of, it's there in your work. It's sort
Right.
of,
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Renaissance art. I love, I was originally going to school for fashion design, fashion illustration. And so gowns and those kind of flowy garments were huge. I loved, I'm a big fan of flowy garments. And so when I went to, anytime I go and visit, the Renaissance arts is always what I love. What influenced me in the gilding was actually going into the Italian Renaissance section. But I have huge books on Renaissance art, and I take from, when I do my paintings, I actually take from vintage photographs, because for me, women were a lot more, and forgive me ladies of today, but they were just a lot more, their demeanor was softer and elegant. The way they held their hands, the way they held their heads, there was just something a little more softer and just more elegant. And so I love using those images in my pieces.
I guess like you would call it demure. They were very
Exactly.
back then.
Exactly.
And that's how they were portrayed. Maybe they weren't. We don't know. But that's how
They may not have been. Exactly. It's like all these voluptuous women, and they were probably like, "Hey, I'm not that big." So
who knows, right?
right. They could have been putting rolls on there because they wanted it. You know, who knows? But yeah, and so I do. I love the Renaissance. I love the poses. And you're right. I mean, it's like, really? How was that hand? I don't think so. I don't think she was.
Yeah. And I also get a feeling that your art is somewhat of a personal spiritual journey.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of get that about you a little bit, just on reading and just, yeah. Is that true?
It is. I do, like, most of my art evolves out of the music I listen to, and I listen to a lot of worship music, and like, this is my sanctuary, and I kick people out that destroy the mood of my sanctuary. And so I'm very conscious about it, because one of the things that when I do art shows and people come into my booth, because everywhere I go is a sanctuary, and they would always talk about the sense of calm that they would feel. And that came from the actual paintings. The artwork would create this sense of calm. And also I was a huge fan of Asian work. And so in my paintings, I dabbled a lot in negative and positive space, which is a little different when you're sculpting, because you don't get to, you get to create this positive space in a round piece. But in a wall piece, a relief, then it's like, well, how do I create the negative and positive space? And I feel like on some of my pieces, I've been able to do that. I've been able to, because I like to let the negative space form on its own. And I always tell people, it's like having a place to rest your head. When you're watching it, it's like this calm space where your mind doesn't have to do anything, or your eyes don't have to do anything. So.
It's like you're channeling it. You're actually allowing it to come forth.
Yes. Yeah. And I talk about that all the time. I love for my work to manifest on its own. I don't, one of the things I always tell people is the form, when I create the form, the nature portions of it form itself. It's like the form is what you look at, and then everything else forms around that particular part. And I would get people, they're like, well, why don't you put a face on? Can't you draw faces? I was like, and that's why I put all of my stippling pieces on there, so people could see that I could actually draw a face. And I tell them, my pieces are about the form, and for you to enjoy the form without the sake of a face, because the moment you put a face in anything, people begin to try to figure out how they relate to that face.
Mhm.
Oh, well, is it, I remember when I first started doing that, we have people, oh, your people are all Black people. Oh, your people are all white people. I'm like, how? How do you, you know? And so that's the whole thing, is I didn't want people getting caught up in, oh, well, is that a Black guy or white guy? Or is that somebody that my mom can relate to, or my brother could relate to? I didn't want to get caught up in that. And I went back to when I was in school for fashion illustration. I would eliminate everything that wasn't necessary. And that's how I realized I wasn't going to be a fashion illustrator and that I was an artist, because I would draw everything, but I would take out the face, or I'd take out the hands, and I'd take out, and it would be a beautiful garment, but my teachers didn't appreciate the rest of it.
Good fashion.
Well, look, we could probably talk to you forever. It seems like, you know, she went to art school, I went to art school, you went to art school, so we all got, you know, art school and all that kind of a background. So, but we're gonna let you talk about your art for a little while, because we need to let our viewers see some of your work now.
Okay.
That they've met you now, so we're
Yes.
going to show them a little bit, and you can go ahead on and talk about a little bit about your work.
Okay, nice. I like that.
All right.
So, are we gonna roll slides, or I'm just gonna chat? There we go. All right, so this is Father's Love, which is this particular piece I did. This was actually my third piece that I did, because originally I did Mother's Love. And when I decided to do Father's Love is only a 7 by 8 by 7 piece. And a lot of people were like, well, why did you make Father's Love so small? I said, because Father's Love is different from Mother's Love. Mother's Love is like grandeur. And I said, Father's Love is very protective. And that's, if you look at that piece, he is very protective of the child, the embrace that is there, and the love that he's showing. And that particular piece, and so when I did that, and I use my kids are my models. So I use my kids and I take pictures of them and I make them hold poses. And so that was actually my 19-year-old, but he was a lot younger then. And so that's Father's Love. It's a 7 by 8 by 7 piece, but it packs so much into it. The love, the protection, the provider, the care. And so that piece right there, that's a $3,000 piece. It's one of my less expensive pieces, but just an amazing, amazing, amazing piece. So, and that's from the side. I love doing that. When I first started doing sculpting, I treated it like I was actually doing garments in fashion. And so I would just lay all the fabric on the sculpture. And the young lady at the foundry, she said, you have to fill it in. You can't just lay it on like fabric. And I said, oh, okay, I'm used to fabric. So I had to learn how to sculpt. I was not a sculptor. I just knew that that was my next evolution. When I did Mother's Love, I was evolving into a sculptor. And I feel that artists are continually evolving. And if they're not, I always say, if they're not evolving, then they're dying. So we can move to the next one. And this is the Mother's Love piece. This particular piece right here is, she is a 24 by 14 by 10. And this gives you the front, the back, and the side view. And you can see the beautiful flowing fabric, because I'm a huge fan of flowing fabric. And she was the one that was just, she was a monster to do, because she was my first ever piece. And she's like, all of my pieces are from paintings. And when I painted this, when I did this painting for the first time, I knew it was a bronze. I knew it was supposed to be a sculpture. And it took 5 or 6 years before it became an actual sculptor. And it wasn't until I moved to Fort Collins and found out that I was next to the sculpture capital of the world, which is Loveland, Colorado. And there's foundries everywhere. And I was doing an art show, and the guy was like, you're in the sculpture capital of the world. And I was like, really? And he gave me information about stuff. And the next day I went to the stores, I got my stuff, and I started sculpting that day. So, and Mother's Love was one of my first pieces that I sculpted. And when I took it to the foundry, the young lady actually walked me through some of the things that I was missing. But she said, I could tell you've worked with clay most of your life because you've done a great job with it. So she's beautiful, and she is 6,500. Like I said, that is a bronze in the round. And later I'll show you one that's on a pedestal, because that one right there is not on a pedestal. I don't like putting all of them on pedestals. I like them to sit flat on the surface. So this right here is just this is just showing some details of, one of those is the patina. I did that in a patina. It's a stone patina. It's a bronze, but the patina is different. So it's more of a stone patina. And the other one is done in more of a bronze copper patina. So those are two different patinas, but the same exact piece. These probably weigh about 20 pounds because a lot of times I get questions like, how much do they weigh? So those probably weigh about 20 pounds. So you do have to, takes a little bit of lifting on them, but they'll stay solid wherever you put them. So the next one is the actual stone one. This is number 3. And like I said, these are all the same price. These are 6,500. These are the same size, 24 by 15 by 10. And this one I did for, who was it? Nicole Gallery. She always liked stone-like pieces. And that's one of the reasons I ended up doing one of the pieces in stone. And I only do 50 of these, but they're all patina differently. I don't patina any of them the same. So nothing that you buy, any of my bronze pieces will ever match anyone else's piece. So this is just giving an illustration of how I go about doing my pieces. This is the waterer. I normally do triptychs. And so this is actually a triptych. It's the part of the caregivers of the earth. And one of them is the planter, the waterer, and the gatherer. This particular piece is, I'm showing where I'm actually doing it on clay. You can see I work on, and I don't know if you guys know, but like at Home Depot, you can get that foam, that installation foam.
Yeah, you can see that pink.
Right. So originally when I did this one, I did it all in clay. And oh my gosh, I had to carry that thing. And it weighed so much. And so I had to come up with ways where I could do these clay pieces and I could still carry them because my kids and my husband aren't always with me. And I had to take it to the mold maker. So I started doing them on this foam, and they're so much lighter. They're so much lighter, and I'm able to do them and reuse the foam and reprocess stuff. But I always look at my bronze pieces as as me giving birth to my paintings and actually bringing them to life in 3-dimensional form. And so I feel like my paintings have been incubators for what's next. They've just been like the incubators. And so I've been really, really excited about what's next. So we can go to the next one. This particular piece is what you just saw, the painting, but now it's bronze. And you can see it looks totally different. And it's like actually a whole nother piece of artwork. This is the waterer. And I love when I was talking about the negative space, you could see how it wraps around her. It literally wraps around her. And those are the kind of things that I look for when I'm creating pieces of work, is how the negative space communicates with the positive space to create the entire piece. And so that's one of the things that I love about creating these. So this is the waterer of that series. And the other one, these are 19 by 10. This one's 19 by 10. And these are 2,700. They fit flat on the wall. That's the beauty of these. They fit flat on the wall. These are bronze reliefs. And this is the kind of patina. This patina has, it has acid and acrylic and all of those different kinds of things. So it's a really beautiful, beautifully done patina on that one. You can go to the next. This one right here is the Gatherer. This is, she's also a part of the Caregivers of the Earth. She's the last one in the series. The Planter is on its way to the Foundry. I did everything in the reverse. So I started with the Gatherer, was the first one I did, and then the Waterer, and now I just completed the Planter. And so the Gatherer, she gathers everything after it has grown, after the Waterer, after the Planter. And actually, this was the first piece when I took it to New York. She was the first piece that sold. It's like she was out the door right away, which was really interesting because she, the young lady that bought her sat there and stared at her for a long time. And I'm one of those people, it's like, I'm going to let you meditate on it. I'm going to let you find your space for it. And she said, I just don't know where to put it. She said, I really like it. And it was a little white lady. And she was like, I just don't know where to put it. And now this was a deeply rich chocolate painting. I mean, she was deeply rich in chocolate. And she said, I just don't know where to put it. I said, do you like it? She said, I love it. I said, then buy it. It doesn't matter. You'll find somewhere to put it. And so she came back and she bought it because she said, I just love it. And that's one of the things I always tell about people, just buy it. If you like it, you'll find somewhere for it to go. So that's one of the reasons why she was the first one that I created. And I just loved how the negative space in the branches formed. I'm not always aware of how things are going to work out when I create these. I'll create the image, I'll create the positive space. And then, like I said, the negative space just creates itself. And that's basically what happened here. And I absolutely love how the negative space created itself on that piece. So, oh, and that piece is also 2,700. That piece is a 19 by 15 and it fits flat to the wall. This right here is Sanctuary. This is one of my favorite pieces. This is actually done from a piece that I have that's 40 by 60. So I had to shrink it down. And this particular piece is actually done. This is a 20, hold on. This is a 19. I'm just going to grab a paper really quick so don't show me. Because that one, Sanctuary, is actually 23 by 36 and 2 inches. And this one right here has a depth of 2 inches. And I did that because you can actually put Sanctuary, you can mount it in stone, you can mount it in, cobble, things like that. Like if you have a fireplace and it has stone on it, or you want it, this can actually go outdoors. All of the bronze pieces can go outdoors. This one right here is a gilded bronze, which means that it has a 23 karat gold on the bodice. So her bodice is 23 karat gold. This is anything 23 and above, you can put outdoors. It's what you see on domes and things like that. So she could actually go outdoors. This particular piece is $10,000 because of the gilding. I do have a non-gilded version, which is $9,800. This particular piece, it weighs about, I'd say this piece weighs about 30, 40 pounds, just to let you know. But I do have this piece mounted on my wall in my studio. I have it mounted on my wall. It's just a matter of how you go about mounting them. I do mount them in the studs and they don't come down. But this is an absolutely amazing piece. I love this piece because I call it Sanctuary because the plants are what covers her. She's hidden in the plants. She's hidden in this field where she finds her sanctuary. So this particular piece is called The Offering. And I'm big into offering pieces and I'm big into giver pieces. And I don't know if that's just my personality. Always, you know, I'm a giver and I believe in having things that are a part of that kind of series. And so she also has 23 karat gold on her garment. So she can be indoors or outdoors. I've had people tell me, well, I'm not going to sit this outside. So I said, that's okay. You don't have to sit it outside. It can go outside. I said, you could put it under a really nice patio. It's beautiful. You know, if you have an outdoor kitchen and you have stone, I said it looks absolutely beautiful. It also looks beautiful if you have a really nice stone around your bathroom. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And I know people are like, what? I'm not going to spend that and put it in the bathroom. I'm like, it all depends on what kind of house you have. It all depends on what kind of house you have. You know, there are those that will put it in the bathroom because we do enjoy art. That piece is a 24 by 24. And that also has a 2-inch depth. So you can mount that just about anywhere. And those can also be made with a 1-inch depth because if you want to do it with tile and put it somewhere with tile. So I can do them in different depths. I just like doing it in the 2-inch depth because I love having that thickness. I love having that thickness. And this also can be done without the metal leaf. I sold one recently without the metal leaf. It does take, let me just let everybody know, because people don't realize, it does take, if you order one that I don't have, it takes between 3 to 6 months for the process, because it has to go through the foundry. This is the lost wax method, which means that they cast it in wax and then they take the wax and the wax is dipped and it has to dry 3 weeks at a time. It has to dry weeks at a time. And then the metal is actually poured. The wax is melted out and then the metal is actually poured into it. And then it has to go through a second chasing because the wax has to be chased and then the metal has to be chased. And then you have to go in. There's several inspections and then you have to go in for the patina. So if you'd like to order one, I'd love to send you one and make it for you. I just want you to know how long it would take. Sometimes it'll take a little longer, but I do have some here in the studio. So that particular piece is, oh, hold on. I didn't have any of the prices next to me. That particular piece is $9,000, and it is a 24 by 24 by 2. And these are just some photos of if you want to put them in your bathroom on a stone piece, or if you put them in your entryway. They look absolutely phenomenal in an entryway. I like putting them just about everywhere, and anywhere in my house. I've been looking forward to putting one up on my entryway, but I don't know if my husband is going to. It's like coming into the house, just put it right there. So I would love to have one outside. This right here is the governess. And the governess is actually one of my larger pieces. The governess is 19 by 46. It's a long piece. I do like long, narrow pieces. So, because I feel like a lot of times we have these spaces that are long and narrow, and we don't always have somewhere to put things. I love the governess, and I don't know if you could see the details of the governess. I remember when I did her, for me, and I've never had a governess, but I've heard a lot about them. But the one thing that I wanted to give her that was a huge part of this piece, and you'd have to really look close, is on her wrist is a rosary, and right at the bottom there's a cross. And I did that because the governess reminded me of the governess that they take care of kids, but also the nuns that took care of kids and when they went to school. And I never went to Catholic school or anything, but that's one of the things that this piece reminded me of, is this woman who was governing and caring and watching over, and she had this very stern feel about her. And if you look at her garment, I didn't do a whole lot of flowing anything in her garment. It's all straight, it's flat. And I did that on purpose because I wanted it to represent who she was. And the only accent that I did give her was the rosary and the cross that is hanging off of her wrist. So I really love that piece. And like I said, that piece is 19 by 46, and that's $11,000 that piece is. And that fits flat on the wall. It's only that particular piece only has a 1-inch thick depth. And I did that on purpose, one, because it weighs probably about 40 to 50 pounds. And so it takes a little bit to pick up. So if I had given it a 2-inch depth, it would have weighed a lot more. So that one has a much thinner depth to it. So it has a 1-inch depth. So This right here, I love this piece. Like all of my bronzes come out of a painting, and they all still have all of the names of the paintings that they came out of. So the governess has the governess painting, the waterer, all of the paintings and the paintings and the bronzes have share the same name. This particular piece came from a piece called "It Remains in the Wind." And I did that piece. The Museum of Arts wanted me to be in the show. And they asked me, they said, "Louise, can you create a piece of artwork so that you could be in the show?" And it was about Fort Collins and the history and things like that. And so when I created It Remains in the Wind, it was more about the fires and things like that, and how the wind blows and how you move and progress and not look back. When I created Facing My Giants, it was during that time when a lot of women were coming forward that were dealing with how they had been taken advantage of and speaking up for themselves and standing up for themselves. And so when I was creating Facing My Giants, I was creating her as it remained in the wind, but she would never turn her head. Every time I turn her head or try to turn her head, it would always go forward and up. And so I'm thinking, all right, you're just kind of forming yourself. And that's how she became Facing My Giants, because she would never turn her head. And no matter how much I molded that clay for her head to turn, it would never turn. And so Facing My Giants came out of that. And I loved how her fabric is like blowing in the wind, and she's standing up against whatever comes, and she's not turning back. And so that's one of the pieces I really love. That's a 19 by 15, and she's $27. She's $2,700, and she is also a bronze relief, and she fits right up against the wall. And that's what I love about those pieces, is that they do. The other thing I want to let you guys know is that all of these pieces can be mounted in two different ways. They can be hung or they can be mounted. So they all have the screw backs. So they literally can be mounted into any type of backing. So I just want to let you guys know. This right here is a journey, which is totally different from most of the things that I do. And every now and then I will go outside of my box and create things. And like if you were watching the whole creative quarantine, you heard about the Butkins, and everybody was like, what? So this was totally outside of my normal scope of doing things when I created the journey. So I created another one that's similar to him, but he was my journey. He was a part of the journey that I was taking outside of creating my paintings and this whole new development of what was going on in my life. And out of that was produced this young man who was walking. And as you notice, most of my pieces are all female. It's all of the bronzes are female. And then here comes this man walking. And I just absolutely love it. He is phenomenal. The journey is 19 by 10. And I always picture him as having several of them on your wall. And they're just kind of progressing. And I've always thought about doing it and then like having it get smaller or having it get larger and then being able to put those on your wall. He's $2,000, and that is the journey. He is a bronze relief, and he fits flat against the wall. All right, I think this is my last one. I'm like, huh. So you guys saw Sanctuary the Bronze. This particular piece was made during the creative quarantine. Everybody's like, I can't wait to see this piece finish. And of course, I didn't finish it during the creative quarantine. I finished it after. But it was so much fun doing her because she's actually done in a resin. And I actually almost ruined my molds doing her in a resin. But she's actually a resin piece, and she's the only resin piece that's here. that I did, and then I was able to paint her. And so she has these bold colors, and it was so much fun to do these bold colors. And she's actually gilded. She's gilded in a variegated metal. That's what her scarf is, a variegated metal, and she's actually mounted on a wood panel. And she's $3,000. She is, I'm trying to think of what size she is. She is the same size as the original piece, which is the 23.5 by 36. So she's a 23.5 by 36, and she's done on a wood panel, and she's $3,000. So, and she's probably going to be the only one. So scoop her up, because I'm not making another.
Wow.
It took forever to get it. She almost tore up my mold, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to pay for another mold.
Wow. Just that was amazing. Look at your work. Was that the last slide, I think?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Wow. I loved Father's Love, and I loved Facing My Giants. Just yeah, those are my two favorites that I made a note of. Definitely.
There you go. Take them. They're all for it. Just take them. I tell people all the time, it's like, just take it. It's okay. No, but I enjoy making the bronze pieces. I love my studio because I'm able to work several, I have an area for just sculpting. I have an area just for painting, and my random things in the back, the random Louise things in the back where I can just explore and do things like that. And I really love doing the sculpting. I've always, since I was a kid, I always played with clay, and I always tell people we grew up poor, so I would take the clay from school.
Well, the treatment of the fabric, I mean, you can almost like everything flows. I mean, there's nothing that's static in anything that you do.
Thank you. I try not to. I try to kind of really, I try to make sure that my things flow together. And I think that's just with art in general, what you do, even as you're evolving, everything kind of works. Everything kind of works together. I don't think you ever get taken out of like your normal way of doing things. You might try some new things, but you still kind of tie it into who you are as an artist. It's still tied into your voice and who you are. And that's one of the things I talk to people about, is when you find your voice in a piece of art or what you do, it's just like the things that you do, Lavalais. People can say, oh yeah, that's a Lavalais piece. I can tell it. And just like your hats, it's like nobody makes hats like you. Nobody can make jewelry like you. And that's one of the things I tell when you get into an art show and people are like, oh, there's not a lot of people here. It's like, well, whoever's going to buy your work is going to buy your work. Whoever's going to buy my work is going to buy my work. So it doesn't matter who's here. It's it's like, because everybody likes different things, and that's why we're all here making work. So
there you go.
Right.
There you go. Definitely. I know you're originally from Chicago. You're now in Colorado. How long have you been in Colorado?
Ooh, I've been in Colorado now for probably 20. Yeah, because we came when my 20-year-old was 1. So 19 years we've been here.
Okay.
And we love it. I really love it. I didn't think when my husband asked, he was like, well, Louise, and the funny part is he was bringing me here to visit a lot, and I should have caught on. And so finally he goes, how do you feel about living in Colorado? And I said, well, I can pretty much do what I do anywhere. So we came to Colorado, and I absolutely love it. I love it. I always tell them, as long as I can go visit Chicago and places like New York and travel, I'm good, because you got to buy clothes, and it's not here.
Now, do you have a gallery space? I want to let people know how they can find you after this. Gallery space, website. Do you have it? that for them?
You can definitely go to my website, which is louisecutlerstudios.com. We will be having a gallery space during the Beauty of Blackness Fine Art Show, but not right now. I don't have a gallery space here. Some of my work will be carried at the museum. They just accepted my proposal to put some of my work at the Museum of Arts. But for the most part, my main work, go to my website, louisecutlerstudios.com. I will be having some stuff over at the from the Creative Quarantine. A lot of that Creative Quarantine work is down in Springfield, Massachusetts, which will be a part of the Art for the Soul Gallery work. But like I said, a lot of that work is kind of different. It was a lot of experimental, which I love, fun stuff. But if you're looking for my bronze pieces, they will not be down there. My bronze pieces, you can get them offline at the louisecutlerstudios.com.
Okay,
All right.
fantastic. All right. That was a wonderful presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Great. I enjoyed it. Definitely enjoyed it.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you did. It's like it feels like for me, I'm like, oh wow. Okay, what's next? How do I, talking about your artwork is always kind of like, okay, how much do you want me to talk about it?
I know. How deep do you want me to go?
How deep you want me to go with this? Because I could pull out, and that's the whole thing. It's like you can pull out all kind of rabbits out the hat, but basically just wanted to keep it pretty significant and straightforward, so people could totally get a feel for what I do and what my work was really about. And mostly it's about just creating peace and harmony.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you again, Louise. Loved it. And
Thank
we hope
you.
to see you back on the show at another time.
Definitely. I look forward to it. I look forward to working with you guys, and I'll have to have you guys on the I'm going to do a Black Art and Culture interview with the both of you.
Fantastic. We'll be there.
All right. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. And
thank you so much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Yeah, so some of you guys stayed with us, and some of you guys left us. But for those of you who stayed with us, I'm sure that you enjoyed the presentation tonight. It was just, those were beautiful pieces. You just magnificent work,
And just so you know, that was pre-recorded with Louise Cutler yesterday. We weren't able to have her live today. Otherwise, perhaps we could have asked her some of your questions. But that was pre-recorded. I hope you enjoyed it very much so. I know we did. We enjoyed doing it. We've got to remind you about it's April and Spring BAM is coming up April 16th, 17th, and 18th. If you haven't seen the new video on our page, it's quite dynamic and exciting. I saw it for the first time today and I love it. So please go take a look. Please share it with everybody that you know. It's going to be a great show. We are growing, everybody. We are growing and building, and every show is getting better and better. So
all right. So before we go, let's say goodnight to Robin and Fern and Hati's still in the house.
Just want to make sure you acknowledge that Adiba did get that anchoring. Did you see that?
I saw that.
Oh, okay. Because I know she's on YouTube, and so we have to look at both our YouTube comments and Facebook comments. So yeah, we're going to make sure we see everybody. Yeah.
We're glad you guys enjoyed the showcase tonight. They really are magnificent pieces. So,
Okay.
You can only get one.
Demalia is saying good night. So I think it's time for us. We have gone over our usual time. So we just wanted to show you that presentation, which was quite long, but I hope you liked it. So come back next week. April 9th is the pre-show, everybody. Finishing on a high. We will see you next Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Bam.
Bam.
All right.